how's it going? If you're new here, which you probably are, everyone is new here. Welcome. Just trying to carve out my little space in the beauty community here on YouTube. Very little. Very super little. I got this really good idea. The other day I came across LuciaTepper's channel. Her new series that she just launched called Make Up Your Mind has sort of gone viral and she's been getting a lot of views lately. A number of her videos got recommended to me, so I watched a bunch of them and it was a really refreshing take on the beauty community. She had a lot of opinions that were sort of anti-consumerism, which is really refreshing, and it got me thinking about the palettes that I have in my stash. She went through this period where she was really unsatisfied with all the products she had and she always just needed more and more and more. I can definitely relate to that. And I was thinking about this the other day before I watched these videos. I was feeling a little bit embarrassed about the content I was producing because I was using the same products over and over again, and I didn't really want to be called out as being like boring or repetitive or cheap for using the same palettes in all of my different looks. Seeing her videos was really inspiring, and it was nice to hear someone talk about the beauty community in that way, which isn't necessarily negative, but it's definitely eye-opening. She's definitely also not demeaning, and she's not trying to throw shade. She's not doing any of that either. So that's why I was like really intrigued by her, and I think you will be too. I'll leave her channel link down below in the description box because I think everyone should be watching her channel. She has a really intelligent, transparent take on consumerism and the beauty community. Like I said, this was super inspiring for me, and I really wanted to sit down and start my first series on my channel. It's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna call it Get the Most Out of Your Palette. The second this idea popped into my head, I got really inspired. I wanted to sit down immediately and film. Essentially, the premise of this series is going to be how many looks can I get out of one palette. Usually when someone reviews a palette or does a first impressions on a palette, you see them do one look. And they try to use as many shades as possible, but obviously they have so much product that they need to get through, that they need to review, that's like brand new stuff's always coming out. They're always getting sent PR. They're always, you know, there's always this pressure to always bring something new and try out all the things that we as consumers want to purchase. So I get it that like beauty gurus don't really get to come back to a palette and maybe try out more than one look. As a consumer and as, you know, not really a beauty guru, I realize that I have the freedom to sort of do that. I really thought it would be a great idea to go back to every single eyeshadow palette that I own and try and get as many different eyeshadow looks out of it as I can, ranging from the very natural to the super dramatic. This means I can hopefully show you nearly every single shade in a palette. I think this will also assuage me from constantly feeling the need to buy different products before I've even explored the products that I already have. So enough talking. This intro is probably already long enough, but I definitely wanted to get you sort of on board and make sure that, you know, everyone sort of fully understands where we're going with this new series. So we're going to start this series off with one of the most intriguing palettes that I've gotten in the last few months, which is the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop Dream St palette. And I haven't really actually shown you guys anything from this palette except maybe just like having a crease shade, and I really wanted to sort of return to it and actually make some content out of it. And so the next few videos are going to be all about the Dream St palette. We're going to do a bunch of different looks ranging from very natural to very dramatic, and today we're going to start off with natural. I am on my way to work and I'm kind of in a hurry. This look I sort of discovered yesterday because I was kind of running out the door. I didn't really have a lot of time. I sort of skipped all of my foundation routine and just put on a little bit of concealer and eyebrows, and then I went, oh, I need to like amp this up somehow, but I'm kind of in a rush. I picked up this palette. I just sort of slapped something on my face and it was really quick. It was really simple, but it looked really good. I felt like I was having a really good makeup day. So I wanted to recreate that for you today and also to kickstart this series. Here we go. As you can see, I have already primed my lids with some concealer and loose setting powder, which is what I always do. I haven't used an eyeshadow primer in a very long time, but I might do that coming up, doing a more intense eye look. It's going to be really quick and easy and something that probably mostly everyone can do with one brush and their finger. I'm going to start off with just a simple transition to build some depth into the crease. We're going to go in with this neutral matte shade called Twinkle, and I'm going to take my sort of big fluffy blending brush. It's a Morphe brush, but it does not have a name or number to it because I got it in a collection. So we're just going to take that and we're going to fluff that just sort of into the crease. next to the Jaclyn Hill palette, this palette has my favorite transition shade. It's not too cool and it's not too warm. It's very neutral. These are my favorite kinds of shades for everyday looks. I think just to deepen up the crease just a little bit today, I'm going to grab, also these are not, of course, like the shade names on the back are not mirrored, so they're not actually sitting on the name. If this is the first shade, then that's the first shade. The first shade we use is actually Shooting Star, but I'm actually not sure anymore. Oh man, this is so flippin' confusing. So I believe that this darker transition shade is called Potion. It's the more burnt orange, almost terracotta color in the palette. I'm taking a smaller, more tapered blending brush, getting a tiny bit on the brush, and I'm just gonna not go too deep. I don't want this to be in any way dramatic. I want this to stay fairly natural. You could definitely just use the first transition that we used and then go in with a shimmer on the lid, and that's all you need. But today I have a little extra time. Yeah, just make sure you get a really nice seamless blend. This is it for the crease and for the transition. We're gonna move directly onto the lid and we're gonna just dive into this lighter bronzy shade. There's a darker one next to it and there's a lighter bronzy shade, which I believe this one's actually called Twinkle, and if not, it's called Shooting Star. Anyway, this one you can just use your finger and just slap that onto your lid. Again, this is a very like just get yourself out the door, don't be too precise, no cut creases today. We just want to bring a little bit of shimmer and life back into the eye look. And these metallic shades are really creamy and soft, so you don't need a lot. They work really beautifully with your finger for like that sort of soft metallic look. If you've gone too far onto the lid, just take one of your crease brushes again and just sort of buff that away. That's it. That is it for eyeshadow. I don't have the time or the patience for eyeliner today, and I don't really want to make it that dramatic, so I'm just gonna do mascara and lashes and throw those matte shades onto the lower lash line, and then we can move on. Okay, so I was gonna do lashes, but I thought my natural lashes looked super pretty today with just mascara, so I kind of don't want to like screw it up. So we're just gonna stick with mascara. I used the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. It's wonderful. It's like $6. It's one of the best mascaras I've tried. It's up there with the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, although that is still a favorite of mine. So that is it. I ran those matte shades under my lower lash line really lightly, nothing too over the top today. And so we are going to move on. We are going to lightly bronze the face today. I'm gonna use butter bronzer for that. It is the perfect natural, not too warm toned bronzer. You know the drill by now. Honestly, if they made a scent out of what butter bronzer smells like, I would wear it every day. Like a butter body spray? Fuck yeah. Same with all the Too Faced, like all the peach collection. Their shit smells so good. But yeah, if they bottled that shit and sold it as a perfume, I would buy 3 of them. And you could totally stop there, but I'm just going to dip in very lightly with my Hoola bronzer and just give myself a little bit more definition because this low face doesn't carve itself. I think this look will be really good for spring. Having some wishful thinking today because it just snowed where I live. It fucking snowed. Like almost a foot of snow last night. Me and my boyfriend got caught in it on my way home from dinner with my parents. That was really fun. Of course, the one day I decide to not wear my Blundstones and wear a pair of heeled booties out for dinner, thinking I was all cute and shit. And in case your bronzer traveled a little bit too far onto the cheek, just take your loose setting powder brush, whatever excess powder you have, just dust it away on an angle. You don't need to bake it if you don't want to. This is a more natural looking alternative to cleaning up the underneath of your contour. Taking my Blush Bazaar by Tarte, same, maybe a little bit of Angelic and Fortunate today, these two sort of more neutral blush shades right here, and maybe pop a little bit of Dainty in there as well. Just cobble those 3 together. I wonder if that actually does anything. Probably not. I think one of my favorite products is blush. I grew up as a dancer, so I always had at least blush and a red lipstick in my case, because as a 12-year-old you didn't really need to contour or bronze or highlight, so just really red cheeks, really red lips, maybe some mascara. I was not one of those like dance festival queens with fake lashes on at 6 years old. No, that was not me. I can't stop doing this part of my look. It goes in all of them now. I'm sure it doesn't go with everything, but it's now become one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine. Does anyone else out there in the world do this? I want to know. Leave a comment. What do I want to do for highlight today? I was trying my Precious Petals, my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder and Precious Petals yesterday with this look, but it's a little on the dark side for me, so I feel like if I were going to use this today, I think I'm going to have to layer it up, because I thought it went well with the, you know, the warm tones in the eyeshadow look. It's pretty. I'm not seeing too much of a gray cast, but I can't use it to highlight my nose. So I think we're gonna layer this bad boy today. Well, let's just go into Master Chrome because it's my favorite. I can't get over it. I wanted this look to be super glowy. I'm gonna pop that Master Chrome onto the inner corner, a little on the tip of the nose. This one's light enough to do that. I'm going to take my blush again just to tone down and blend a teensy bit. And then to sort of blend everything together and make everything a little bit more glowy on top of this, I'm just going to use my Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore. And it also sort of marries the blush and the highlight together without adding like a shit ton of pigment onto your cheeks. We are nearly done. The last thing we have to do is lips, and we're going to keep it very neutral. We're going to keep it very soft. I'm going to continue the theme of the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop collaboration with the Ultra Satin Lip, which comes in her lip trio, and it's in the shade Dream. As far as neutral lipsticks go, I think this is definitely my perfect neutral shade. I've bought into the Maybelline hype, went ahead and bought like Beige Baby because everyone was using Beige Baby and it looks super gorgeous on so many beauty gurus, so I went ahead and bought it and I came home, tried it on with a look, and it just looks like concealer lips on me and it gives me that stupid butthole lip thing. As far as the nude shade goes, I think this is my favorite nude for my skin tone. Decided to put some freckles on because I have no self-control. All we have to do is set our face. And I've never done this on camera before, but I always do my bottom lashes after I set my face because my eyes are not very deep set. They sort of just sit right on top of my face. So whenever I put on bottom mascara and then setting spray, I end up getting it just like all under my lash line. It's a huge mess. So this is when I do that part. Don't know why you're giving me trouble today, bottom lash. Who do you think you are? And this is it. This is it all complete. I, of course, always get a bit carried away, but like I said, you can always opt out of freckles. You can opt out of the foundation with this look and just use a bit of concealer and loose setting powder. You can take out one of the transition shades in the crease and it'll still look beautiful and natural and glowy. This is a great look to start this series with, something that is really neutral, something that pretty much anyone can do with maybe 1 or 2 brushes and their fingers. The next look, we're definitely going to dive in a little deeper, get a bit more depth, get a bit more pigment, get a bit more color, maybe use some different techniques when it comes to eyeshadow. It'll be an exploration of how we can use a palette to its fullest potential. I'm really excited to start this project. I haven't been this inspired about a series or an idea for this channel yet. We're looking forward to continuing on with this project and seeing where it takes us. Again, mad props to LuciaTepper for inspiring me to do this series. Please leave a comment down below telling me how you feel about this series. You can always follow me on all of my other social media. My Instagram is at Madelaide and my Twitter is at MadSuds. That's at MADDSUDZ because I'm Canadian. We can do a poll there of what palettes you would like me to try next in the series. I am super excited to continue exploring this palette. It is so cute and it's so pretty. There's some really cool color combos in here that I think are worth delving into. So give this video a like if you are interested in this series or excited for it at all. I know that helps me a lot. And since I don't have an uploading schedule and I just upload whenever I can, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. And of course, if you enjoyed what you saw today, please hit that subscribe button and come join our little corner of the YouTube universe. I had so much fun doing this look today and I really look forward to the next one with you guys. As always, please be kind and please be generous to whoever you meet in the world today, and hopefully I will catch you on the next one. Okay, bye.